I represent the Caribbean TV world. The Dragon got in soon come back. Caribbean radio and run off the black. Keep it locked the way I represent. I'm out.
Toward the end of 2013, Tessa and Chin's competing on The Voice galvanized the diaspora in a way that not only brought about a surge of patriotic pride in all of us, but also started a conversation about the power in our numbers, a power that is legendary but almost seemingly mythical. This Jamaican diaspora, whose power, if harnessed, can do much more than winning a singing competition. This diaspora that has so much wealth and so much influence and came out in so many numbers to that 2013 conference back home, we saw the pictures that seemed to present a united front in the coverage of that event, all the high-profile diaspora members. But afterwards, individuals went back to their lives in London and Toronto and New York and Miami, and then the diaspora as a united, uniform thing again becomes a concept. A number of little groups with big plans and great intentions and often great achievements that find success in their own neighborhoods and send money and supplies back to improve their own neighborhoods back home. If I were to pull some number out of the air, and please don't quote me on any of these because they have no basis, I'd say there may be 100 super community leaders worldwide and maybe another 20,000 super community members, meaning people who send money for causes or visit on missions or donate large lump sums. So how do we harness the patriotic energy of the other 2,979,900 plus of us? We know the energy is there. We saw it for Tessan, we saw it for Bolt and Shelly and Asafa. If you walk into a room anywhere in the world and say, yo, and another Jamaican is in the room, they're going to say, yo, we love ourselves, we love our country, no matter what our economic bracket, and we all want to help however we can. So, here are a few suggestions on what we might look at based on entirely subjective and non-empirical feedback garnered primarily from gossip and Facebook, but possibly valid nonetheless. Number 1. Stop thinking of the diaspora as a single entity. I joked with a colleague the other evening about people saying the diaspora doesn't invest money and send money back home, as if the diaspora could put on her jeans and her shoes and pop over to JN with a $3,000 remittance. We talk about the diaspora like we talk about Santa Claus. The diaspora is a single accessible being that takes care of the needs of everyone in our country, if only we just believe. Far more realistic are some steps that one Mr. Murphy suggested to someone asking about how they could seek help from the diaspora. When I read the question, I shook my head again, thinking about this diaspora Santa Claus. But Mr. Murphy gave a very astute answer, and I want to include it here word for word for those who are truly interested in receiving help from abroad. He says, start with the Jamaican Consulate General Office in the region you're targeting. They can provide you with info on Jamaican organizations, businesses, media, etc. If you're looking for publicity through the Caribbean or Jamaican media, seek them out directly and contact the editor. Send them a press release, announcements about the product, or seek interviews or a feature story. For market entry for a product and partnerships, you'll have to do some research or ask someone in the community you're targeting for leads. Network with Jamaicans at local events in the region if you can. The person who received this answer received it well, but my guess is many other people receiving an answer like this would respond by saying, what that sound like work, but I just want a little money. I think the quick mentoring that Mr. Murphy imparted was possibly even more valuable. Anyway, back to my point. The diaspora is huge and dispersed and should either be dealt with as such, or somebody needs to figure out how to virtually bring it all together. Number 2. Get with the times. We need to vastly improve the appearance and quality of our engagement. Make it appetizing. If our content was as strong as Dutty Berry following Tessan's journey through the competition, it might not matter that our presentation wasn't glossy and shiny, but right now we neither have good presentation nor good content. What are the causes we should be working on? Which website can I go to offer my services? Is it only money I can offer? Can I start a local chapter of a bigger group? Can I find these answers anywhere? Right now, I'd say no, not comprehensively. JamaicaDiasporaConnect.com lists some current projects on the island that need assistance and some of the groups that are already getting them done. But the tech aspect of this diaspora engagement venture, as well as communicating what the heck we're supposed to be paying attention to, somebody need to fix that up, please, okay? Number 3, consolidate. The point was raised that instead of people seeking out existing organizations to offer their help to, everyone wants to start their own. Then, like every other project in life that requires heavy lifting, they get tired, fall by the wayside, and then claim no one else wanted to help. It is a casualty caused by the root problem of fragmentation. The lack of network begets the lack of communication. A team is formed, a cause is adopted, and no one outside of the people on the team are aware of it. Call your local consulate. They might not answer you the first 3 or 7 times, but eventually they'll get you to somebody who knows somebody, and bam! You found a networking and charity group 87 members strong who you would never have known existed because their marketing is only done mouth to mouth, but their accomplishments are worthy of the songs of seraphim. Work we do is already there. You might even make a few new friends. Number 4, become more inclusive. I didn't learn the term every miko meka mokla until I was almost 20. Basically, it means every small contribution collectively adds up to something worthwhile. This is where we begin the conversation about whether the diaspora only includes the wealthy and the business class. The answer is no. Let's find a way to let the people who have time and skills to offer rather than money feel like they too can make a worthy contribution to the nation building in Jamaica. Even if a man or woman doesn't have the money to outfit a basic school with books and equipment, I promise you his or her church brothers and sisters do. I can tell you from my lofty perch, I have never sent $1 back home to my family in Jamaica, but I know of many working men and women who send money home every month like clockwork. The people who go back home to vacation, the people who pay school fees for nieces and nephews, they need to know that their contributions are appreciated, and maybe they'll make more of an effort to find other ways to contribute. But we make people feel like a few dollars or a few hours or a few books don't make a difference. As one Facebooker suggested, if only 100,000 people gave $1 US, Jamaican causes would be 10 million Jamaican dollars richer. But that leads me to the last and what I believe is the most impacting suggestion. Number 5, Jamaica, make us trust you. In the 6th form, we were allowed to leave school campus for lunch. One day I was heading out when a man begged me some money. Kind heart that I was, I gave him my lunch money believing I was helping someone less fortunate. I started walking away, but when I looked around, I saw that the man was buying a cigarette and a red stripe with the lunch money I just sacrificed. Now that was maybe 20 years ago, and I've never given someone on the street cash money again. If I have food, I'll give it. I donate to causes, but that experience has made me weary. Jamaica has been through political scandal after scandal, cash plus, all-in, lot of scam protection squads, and I must send my money home to entrust to a stranger. In Jamaica, there don't seem to be enough trustworthy looking characters, front and center, to make us collectively believe that what we send home will be used for its intended purpose. We don't trust nobody. There need to be systems in place so that when contributions are made, they arrive at their intended target with minimum red tape and maximum transparency. Children should receive educational supplies and hospitals should receive medicine without bureaucracy making it all difficult to follow through with and ultimately fruitless. So, how do we get past what could possibly happen and start to refocus on what we can and should make happen, and the methods to get it done without us worrying about us being robbed? I'm not sure we can get to the point where we have confidence that the money and resources we send home will be allocated as they should. I'm not sure how we get to a point where all of us who want to be engaged more with our community begin to move together. I'm not sure how we begin to trust each other enough to consolidate our efforts and not feel like our individual contributions will be wasted. I'm not sure how we build a network that keeps us all connected and the database that lets people know that they don't have to reinvent the wheel every time they feel like helping out. I'm not sure how we put aside some of the third world mentality that disregards appealing to our base and treating them like we need their support rather than like we're doing them a favor. But I believe if someone, if anyone, can figure out the answer to even one of these questions and then put it in motion and then see it through to fruition, then maybe, just maybe, we'll have a chance at taming this diaspora monster that we've created.